Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Age of Strife. So, Reginald has taken off, and it is just the three of you now here.
Well, that was certainly productive. I don't know that I expected to get such a competent captain so quickly.
Yes, a very interesting man, I thought.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how we can shape our duel, as you said.
Indeed. Well, now that we are paying a knight to be in our service, I think the need to make money is even larger now.
As we discussed during the break, it's going to be an extra 48 gold a month for the level of household that you are. If your household grows, or if you start employing a larger amount of soldiers, you should probably bump them up an extra 24 gold to 72 a month. But for now, 48 should be sufficient.
How does that relate to his daily wage?
2 gold a day.
That's
I've already updated the monthly expenses in the document. Should be. He's certainly much more expensive than Ronald. So,
yes.
What's a soldier?
Standard soldier, I think you're paying like a silver a day instead of 2 gold a day.
Yeah.
2.4
a month. Should I go ahead and add that on for Ronald when he shows up?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead. Ronald can be a militia because he won't, not that well trained.
Yeah.
But if you end up outfitting him with like proper weapons and proper armor and get him into a proper soldier, typically you would pay him the light footman light. But Ronald's not. He'll probably never reach that point. He has some handicaps that will keep him forever in the militia range.
Yeah.
And plus, he's not light.
Okay. So, what do you guys want to do? There's a lot going on.
The giant hasn't shown up for a while. Is that right?
Right. The giant came through and then took off.
I think our concern about that is waning, and that Luther's probably turning back towards going out and adventuring again after how successful that grave robbing was last time.
You guys gonna go rob some more graves?
Successful.
I'm okay with robbing graves, but where do we go? That's the question.
I mean, the other thing is like, that's the second time we've seen undead of some form. I don't know if I'm happy to go rob graves again so quickly. I think I probably still have terrors about getting my face scratched.
Yeah.
We did mention about visiting Nixon and having a look around, because it's divided into two sides.
I think that wasn't to get treasure. I think that was just because we were in the area, so we could have taken a side route. But I think we forgot about that, or we ran out of time. So I think it would be good to hold on to that for when we're down in the area and go check it out. I don't think we want to be heading in there just yet.
Yeah. There's the temple in the Shadewood. That's interesting.
But you remember the chills we got last time we walked past there?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about the abandoned human village?
That's inside the Blackthorn Forest, I believe. It's also really far away, west of the Barrens. That's really
it's down here, somewhere in this region.
Yeah, and I think we did want to talk to the Countess this session.
What would you like to speak to the Countess about?
That's what I'm trying to remember.
I think that was about the ballista, getting that organized. But
we also wanted to find out just general information about her. I think, like what kind of.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
I think we want to ask her about her travel as well.
No, I brought that up just to say, what do we know about the Countess? Like, what type of a leader is she? Like, so just what do we know as nobles about the Countess?
You know what? If we do go to visit the Countess, you can talk about Kel Reginald, see if there's any things that he didn't tell us. that
I
maybe
don't.
she does.
I don't
If
think
you
we've
want
got
to know.
anything to report to speak to the Countess about, unless we want to bring up the Giants and see what she has a plan for. But again, that might be rather presumptuous on our part. I just want to
I
know
think before we do
out of
anything like
character.
that,
What do we,
yeah, it would
okay.
be helpful to figure out what we know about the Countess.
Well, she has been a leader for some time here. Let me look at my timeline, see when she came into power. It's not on my timeline. Maybe it's in my notes. When did she come to power? Countess Lorwin. She inherited the town 11 years ago after her father, Count Victor Lorwin, died of a fever. Countess Lorwin was heavily influenced by her father's hard-hearted ruling style. She saw the problems it created and has tried to move into a more gentle ruling manner, but this has not been very successful. After the mob trampled her previous sheriff in the streets, her tolerance for dissent has dwindled and her cautious nature has increased. Countess Lorwin rarely leaves the keep or makes public appearances.
Interesting.
So her
Yeah.
father was a hard ass, and she started off fairly soft, but after her sheriff died, being murdered in the street by commoners, she's taken back to her father's hard ass nature.
Yeah.
We saw her once, right, so far at Ty's funeral.
No,
yeah,
at
yeah, 'cause
the burning on
we
the
saw her-
stake.
Yeah, we saw her
They were on
after-
the same day, weren't they?
Same day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she walked by Luther and said thank you very quietly,
Yeah.
which he still hasn't really figured out yet or thought about much.
She's 45 years old, and is known to be just highly perceptive of those things happening around her. You know, she's got a keen eye for what's going on.
And I think another thing we were curious about is what exactly is the power she has? Like, does she have a army?
She has some soldiers, both knights and militia or light footmen. Got some horse too. She's got a very small personal army, very small, and then she can raise up all the other nobles in the region and all the other knights in the region. So at her word, everyone in the town,
Yeah.
everyone in the region has to come and fight for her. So at any moment, she could say, "Hey, House Thorn, I need you to go do this for me," and you would be obligated to do it
Okay.
without pay. It's just like part of your fealty to her is you owe her X number of service days per year.
Yeah. And is she really wealthy?
She is the
Like-
most wealthy person in the county.
Okay, so
Which isn't saying much since she
yeah,
can't
it
even pay
doesn't say
upkeep
that
on
much,
the
but it's still probably a lot.
Yeah.
Also, you said that she's highly perceptive, but then again, like she's also had a few flips to her leadership style, etc. So, is her perception now like more paranoid based or more bitter?
I think
Like-
that is probably something you guys are wondering between yourselves. You know, you don't have a
Yeah.
lot
Right.
of dealings with
Okay.
her, so there's, you can speculate wildly.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
okay.
I think that's part of why we wanted to figure all this out. Is in case we do have dealings with her, we need to figure out how to treat her.
It's worth noting that her captain, the head of her military, is Yoshin Ashwood. She is very old. She's 74, but probably the best warrior in the county as well. She's your standard, chainmail, arming sword sort of fighter, but she's very good.
Impressive.
Okay, we did meet her when we went to visit the centaurs on our way there and back.
You
we
did.
stayed with them.
Correct.
Yeah, that's right. I heard the name before. Okay.
All right.
Well,
So, should we go back to Joseph's notes about the treasure hunting?
yeah, possibly. And I
Yeah,
think
I definitely think working at what we're going to do next will be good, and then just see what loose ends we have to tie up or what we want to get going before we head out.
yeah. I do think at some point while this is happening, Luther is going to take the necklace to what's his face, Joseph. and ask him if he knows anything about it.
He says he'll need some time to study. Compare it to books, look through histories, see if he can't figure out what it is. Just leave it with him. He'll keep an eye on it. Won't leave the house.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
Make sure you focus your efforts on how identifiable it will be.
He nods and takes it under advisement.
Okay, so I guess we all sit down, try and figure out what to do next, and go over all the options that Joseph gave us. So there's villages on the edge of the lake, which I think would be quite interesting, despite there being a lake monster or something there.
Yep. And that way we could call him past Nixon as well, just to have a quick look at it.
Yeah, that's also a really long way, though.
Look, I mean, as we go through, if we focus to this list, we're going to be doing it in any case.
Yeah.
You know, there is going to be travel involved, and that's just the thing.
The interesting one is,
by that criteria, what is closest?
Well, we still haven't completed. We haven't completely cleared out the cemetery we were in last session. Shadewood is pretty close.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's the crypt in Wadsworth, which I still don't know how we're gonna do anything with that.
I mean, we could, like, I do have a plan for that, but do we actually do it? I'm not too sure about that one just yet.
There's a resupply station across the mountains, which I think.
How do we cross the mountains?
I guess you hike. That's my assumption. I don't know.
I'd say that would be further away than anything else, plus through the swamp, or we build a boat.
Movement in the mountains would probably be like really terrible.
Yeah.
Especially with Luther at medium encumbrance, we'd be moving at like the slowest speed ever.
Yeah. No, I think it might be a good idea to get Max to build us a boat which can go on the sea, at least along the coast, just up there and avoid the mountains altogether. Yeah, so there's Lake Voron, there's the village. We could also go to the Elven village.
I was wondering about that. I guess we could ask William about that.
That is
how
through
far
swamps.
into the forest it is.
Yeah, but it's also north of the Tuk Tuk Mountains in any case, and it's through the swamp.
Is it?
Moving up there, yeah. It's just north of Tuk Tuk. Westerfield's just north of Tuk Tuk. And it's just inside the forest, so...
so probably like there's like in this area.
Yeah, so I think it's either... My preference would be the human village, or we go to Lake Loran, to the villages, and maybe call in Nixon. But if we do that, I think it might be a good idea to speak with our father first to find out more about the denizens of Nixon.
Yeah. I think Luther is really scared of the elves, like more than magic, more than undead. He just does not like the idea of going into the forest.
That's fair. I would be willing to go to Lake Loran. How close to Rosebloom would we be cutting it on our travel?
If you went from
Probably not.
From Wadsworth to like Low Run, how close would you be to Rosebloom?
Yeah. Rosebloom was like
Roseblum's down here.
Out there, right? Oh.
Yeah, it's down
Okay.
here-ish.
So I think if we really wanted to, we could just avoid it.
Yeah, we're either avoiding it or we're going to go there and pretend to be heroes. There's no in between, I think.
Yeah, it's very easy to avoid a village. It just, at worst, if it's dead in your path, you take a couple hours and go around it. So as long as time is not a concern, it's very easy to avoid villages.
Another thing we could do, we still have 3 barrels of ale, and we could go talk to the centaurs about the giants, at least.
Or we could get incredibly drunk.
We could do that.
The issue with that is there's no way to ford the river, so if we did that, that would be the trip, unless we went to the Shadewood after that.
How did we get over there before?
On the north, from the north. So we went through Thornwatch Keep, and then we
crossed the river somehow. with the
Yeah,
ale.
we went back to Wadsworth and then went back down.
We could still do that.
Yeah, so well, I mean, we could do that, but then that's just 2 trips at that point. But yeah, yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we
do
we
that.
could go check out the Shadewood thing and just drop by the River Grove on the way.
The other thing is
Ask
just
if they know
we'll be
anything about
taking a
the
cart.
Shadewood.
We'll be taking a cart to take the 3 barrels of ale. I'm guessing. Neil, how much can we just fit it onto the donkeys? The 3 barrels of ale.
I
I don't.
think you would probably want to put them onto a cart.
Yeah.
We could certainly do that, though. I don't know why that would be a problem.
Oh, because then afterwards, so if we take the cart to River Grove
And then
and
we
travel
just
the
leave it.
Centaurs, leave it out in the open.
Yeah. And come back for it. If it's gone, it's gone. It's a cart. Well, I guess it was pretty expensive, wasn't it?
Yeah, and it's our cart. and the donkeys. I mean, unless we unhitch it, yeah. I mean, we could cover it up. We could certainly do that. I mean, there's a risk to it, especially being so close to the Centaurs. But yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
We can even just keep on driving it through to the Shadewood,
Yeah, I mean,
and
we
just
could
leave it
take
at the border of the Shadewood.
Yeah,
as long as-
I mean, I think talking to the Centaurs would get us a lot. We can ask about the Giants. We can ask about the Shadewood. We can ask about magic.
that's the thing. Like, I mean, we have no reason or no thinking to ask the Centaurs about giants or magic. They're pretty reclusive. So,
I
But-
mean, Hagthor's claim is like
That's not
right
harm.
there by the River Grove.
yeah, but I get the feeling the Centaurs don't actually leave it. But yeah, we could certainly ask them.
I don't know. They seem like fairly investigative people. Luther wanted to see the Centaurs. I think that's.
All right, so Centaurs and then Shadewood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we know anything about the Shadewood other than that there's a temple there that we want to go to?
Rumor is there's a temple there, right? That's what your uncle has said. No, there's no way to know if it's still standing or not. The Shadewood, you also know, is kind of spooky.
Yeah, the echoes
People
of laughter.
leave it alone because everyone's afraid of it. It's generally referred to as haunted. But, you know, how much of that is just the wind through the trees and people's presumptions that it's haunted? You know, how much of it is reinforcing the rumors versus real?
Given the lighthouse and given the mausoleum, I don't know. Stefan's happy to go to the Shadewood.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot more undead things than we thought there would be. A lot more magic and a lot more undead.
But the magic and the undead only seem to be in places that we stir them up.
That's true.
Like in the lighthouse, no one would go there, and in the mausoleums, no one would go there either. And in the
You're not
shade,
necessarily
so-
in
so-
the
no one would
problem.
go there. So,
So
if
now we're going to a spooky
we go
temple.
stir up magic.
Yeah.
All right.
Are there rumors about what the temple is, or just that it's a temple?
It's an old temple back from before the war. A temple to the gods.
Okay, so it's just a general.
Yeah.
It's not some creepy Ferocity temple that.
No. It's from well before the war, and it was kind of built out in this land, and you know it got abandoned a long time ago, and then the war came, and it's just kind of left to rot.
Okay.
My vote would be for the villagers at Lake Laron then, if you want to keep away from the elves, because we've only just visited the Centaurs, so they probably don't have any wealth to trade. Well, they may do, but you know, who
Yeah,
knows?
I was thinking just about trading the ale for information. Really.
Yeah, I think it's a very low likelihood that they're going to have that information. So
Do we really feel better about a huge lake monster than?
well, I say we keep away from the lake and just go through the villages.
I assume they're right by the lake, and that's why they're abandoned.
What is the myth about the lake monster, Neil? Is it that it just lives in the lake, like the Loch Ness
Terrible
monster, or-
lake monster that kills anything that comes nearby, eats them,
Okay,
drags them
nearby
into the
includes
water.
the village.
Well, that's why
Right.
the villages were abandoned, is the people on the boats were getting attacked, and then rumors that some of the villages, people went missing in the villages, and some of the villagers claimed that they saw a large monster peering out of the lake, and so they just said, fuck it, we're out.
Yeah, it says here that people agreed upon one thing, and it was that the call of the monster was unearthly, and that the creature has a grapefruit-sized eye atop a green stalk that it pokes out of the water to search for its prey.
Yeah.
So I guess if we see the eye in the lake, that might be a good time to leave. I have a feeling we get there, and it's like, oh look, it's an eye. Let's get out.
Yeah. I mean, there's threats wherever we go. In that case, my vote would be for the abandoned human village.
Yeah. I guess that's not the most dangerous thing ever.
Shall we go do it? I mean, there's always tomorrow when we come back, or the day after, or however long it takes for the Shadewood. Shadewood's not going to move.
Yeah. The only thing is the giants. Learning about the giants might be like time sensitive.
You know what?
Hey,
I feel like the giants are nowhere near as dangerous as our wizard magical infestation that we might have. We had a warlock come in, we had a werewolf come in, we found just magical threats everywhere. Those giants, they might have attacked our wall. But did they attack us directly? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, okay.
The other thing is, I don't think there's any sort of information, if we're going back into the game, I don't think there's any information that the centaurs could have which would allow us to kill or even hurt a giant. We can learn what it has.
Motives, possibly.
Well, that's fantastic, but then we know their motives, and if their motives is to just do what they did when they did originally and to Hagsal's claim, then we still lose. There's plus the centaurs are reclusive by nature, so I dare say their response would be we keep away from the giants.
Well, if I'm the only one that wants to do this right now, then I think it's not too bad to be going to that village. I'll go along with it.
Ginger?
Yeah, I'll follow wherever you wish to go. I'll go grab my equipment.
I guess the first thing is to consult Joseph's map and find out how far into the Black Forest this abandoned village is. If it's beyond 3 miles, that may be the riskier option out of all of them.
Yeah.
It is beyond 3 miles.
Crap.
It's not far beyond, but that's kind of the reason that it was abandoned, is that it was deep in the forest.
Yeah.
Does that change your mind?
Do you still want to do it?
I think there's threats anyway. The only unknown one would be the Shadewood. But the Shadewood gave Stefan the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, there's certainly threats everywhere.
Well, all the easy money has already been looted. The only places that have potential wealth left are places that are dangerous to get to, and so people haven't gone there yet.
Well, we can investigate, and if we start getting peppered with arrows, we just have to get out quickly.
There was 10 arrows to take down 5 men. If the elves spot us and decide to destroy us, then that's over. Perhaps the Shadewood is the best out of all the options so far, because if we encounter elves, we're dead. If we encounter this infamous lake monster, then we're dead. We can't run. I don't like the Shadewood, but I think it is our best option.
Oh, I'm certainly okay to go with the Shadewood. I do think it would be good to talk to the centaurs on the way. I don't know if.
Well, let's hope they've managed to scrounge up some more gold, or at least something we can trade for gold before. Since we've only just recently gone there, I think that side's a poor business decision. But let's see how we go.
No, it's good to get goodwill, and they do have maybe possibly have at least information that would be valuable. So I think it's fair. Any other point that much.
We cannot know what we do not know.
All right, so Shadewood it is.
I think
Say
so.
what it is.
And you guys are gonna pack up your ale in your wagon with your donkeys and take it to the centaurs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
And don't forget a few torches because the shade wood is probably really dark.
Hey, light. That's a wonderful thing to have on hand.
Yeah, we've been kind of bad about remembering to bring useful things.
I've got a torch and 1 flask of oil, so I'll get another, say...
Flasks of oil is a really cool idea. I didn't even know you had flasks of oil until you used them last session. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I'm going to bring that up to 12, so I'm going to purchase 11 flasks of oil.
Easy peasy.
Do we have access to... Where's the finances sitting?
Player, what's it called? Player notes, player family notes 2 is in there.
I'll update that.
Okay.
And take your present money out. I'm guessing, Neil, can I have organised that while we were...
I mean, this is your sheet. You guys do with it as you please.
no, sorry. Could I have organised Pat's or Luther's present?
Oh, yes. Yes,
Cool.
that's fine.
All right.
Okay, so you've got. Are you tracking the stuff on the donkey? Because I'm tracking the stuff on my donkey specifically.
We're taking a cart.
The other donkey.
Okay, yeah. So my donkey and the other donkey pull the cart. So my extra weapons and that I'm carrying, it's all fine.
Yeah, I think we need to reload on some rations.
We definitely do.
Yeah.
And Luther will be leaving all his stuff on the donkey because he's already like near death when he's walking.
All right.
Okay, so you guys gear up. You have how many casks of ale still sitting around?
3 barrels.
3 barrels. All right, and you're loading those on the wagon and with the donkeys and everything, and heading to River Grove. We said Luther's riding in the wagon, right?
Yeah, that's
So that way
he'd like
you guys
to do
can
that
go at
first.
12 movement speed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can get to River Grove by the end of the day then, because you've sat around talking for a while. You interviewed this guy. You're not leaving first thing. You're leaving around midday, so you can get to River Grove by sundown. Is there anything you want to do before we go?
Yes. I'd like to pick up my present just in case we're out there for longer than 2 days.
Sure.
That would be strange if my wife is planning some kind of party or something for my birthday. And I'm just gone.
If your wife knows you, then she knows that you don't like celebrating it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it would be a terrible surprise party if you didn't make sure the person would be around for it. Having planned surprise parties in the past, it takes dedication to make sure that they're there on time.
Yeah.
I will just note that as I'm walking, I've got my backpack and shield on the cart so that I can move at the full movement rate.
I'm looking at the cost for. Let's see. My rations last 3 months, so I guess I'll ask about this to everybody else. Would it be better to get just tons of dry rations right now and just stock up, or just get standard every time we go to leave?
The dry rations still only last for 3 months. The non-dry rations last for only. It is. I think we just need to get enough for the. We can always get extra. There's no need to stockpile.
Okay, so I'll get. Should I get rations for everyone?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
3 of us.
Okay, so I'll get.
You just need a
What do you
week's
think?
worth of 3
4
people.
days.
Well, I mean, it's going to take 1 day to get out there. Actually, probably not even 1 day, but let's just say 1 day to get out there, a day to explore it, maybe 2 days to explore it, and then back. So I'd say 4 days max.
Okay. So I'll deduct that from our money.
Okay.
4 days for 3 people. It's 12 times 0.2.
Okay. So you guys head out. You leave the north gate, edge along the stinking marsh, on your way to River Grove. Can I get perception checks for the journey from everybody?
Oh, I hope we don't run into a giant.
I hope the dice are working on the overlays. There's some fear that they might not be today.
I think I prefer Pat's wish than yours.
Hey, there we go. 17. That is definitely a failure. 23. Very nice. 22. Very nice.
Mine should actually be 22. My perception's just 12.
All right. So you guys are moving out along the stinking marsh. The sounds of it kind of echo out to where you are. And there's all these nasty bugs out there. You know, there's frogs, lizards, crickets.
Oh, I am looking, when you mentioned that, I am looking for poisonous animals again.
Right. So as you come along this nice edge right here, right near Wadsworth, I'm going to mark it on the map, where you don't want to, you know, the rest of the terrain's a little rocky. You got to come by the marsh for a bit. Looking out over it, you guys spot a strange kind of shadowy shape moving in your direction. There seems to be a bunch of like kind of backlit things kind of bobbing. I guess not backlit. They would be front lit considering the position of the sun around noon. So they're maybe 700 feet off, and they're these kind of things that bob. There seems to be like a half dozen of them.
Bobbing.
Yeah, kind of like coming up and then dropping back down, and then popping up and then dropping back down.
Okay,
Well,
so
this is strange.
I see that and I stop everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess consult for a second.
What is it?
I have no idea, but I think regardless, going around is probably the best option, right?
Well, they're in the
Yes, sir.
swamp, and you're going like along the edge of the swamp, so you're
okay.
already going around them. But this is
Let's
something-
just continue, shall we? And just keep an eye out.
Probably just muckers.
I'll get my crossbow ready.
Yeah, Luther's sitting on the cart and he takes his crossbow out as well.
Right. The bobbing shapes continue as you move forward, and then you start to notice that they're getting closer. Actually, these
Okay.
things are clearly moving, and they're moving in your direction.
Let's go faster.
Yeah,
Can
I
this thing
don't
go
know what
faster?
this is, but let's like get further away from the swamp. Let's
Okay.
avoid these things, whatever they are.
Your donkey's pulling your cart, and it does have a certain point, like a top speed, and it becomes clearer and clearer that these things are gaining on you. Someone rolled a 22. You guys 222s?
Yeah, we had 222.
Yep.
When the things get to be maybe 300 feet away, like a football field away, American football field away, you make out that it's clearly goblins riding frogs.
Oh, damn.
It looks like a goblin hunting party that has zeroed in on you and is heading in your direction.
Okay, I'll say I don't think we can escape. Let's get ready.
Yep.
All right, so
Get ready.
I'm going to hop up to the back of the cart and pick up my shield.
Hop up to the back of the cart.
Are they coming towards one of the sides of the wagon? I'm trying to
I mean,
figure
they're
out.
coming from the swamp side.
Okay, so I could
From the
take
left.
cover behind the wagon and
Yeah.
shoot at them.
Yeah. So my plan is to pick up, bundled in my arms, about 3 javelins and my short spear, and set them down behind the cart, and have a javelin in my hand ready.
Okay, yeah, I get out and I get behind the cart and I'm gonna take a shot with my crossbow as soon as I can.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing and then pull out the short swords.
Okay, so what is the maximum range of your crossbow?
180 yards.
Oh wow, okay. And what's the medium range?
120.
All right, so these guys are actually already medium range. It took a while to kind of spot out what they were.
Yeah.
The bobbing and the various cover in the swamp. So why don't we just roll initiative right now? I make some notes.
Javelin's got higher initiative than the spear.
Yeah, I'm not used to rolling with the crossbow initiative. It's a lot higher than what I usually do.
Yeah, Neil, we can travel 120 yards in a round, can't we?
Yes.
Okay.
You can, but not make an attack.
Ah, okay, right, yeah.
So, got my shield out. We're all behind the cart as cover, right?
Yep. Your donkey is just chilling there, stopped, grazing on some grass, unaware of the impending doom.
So we've got our two donkeys. I would say that the old one is on the left and the young, healthy one is on the right because I prefer to stay on the right of the cart while I'm moving.
Did we have both donkeys last time?
We
Probably
usually only
irrelevant
take
right
one.
now.
We take the cart, we take both.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's take a look at those initiatives. 14, 15, 14. Wow.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Okay.
Especially since they can charge us and probably still attack from the backs of their frogs.
They will have to circle the wagon if they want to come after us, though.
Or, attack with you guys behind cover at a pretty nasty penalty.
Yeah.
Or they've got frogs that can jump over the caravan.
Okay, that is too many dice rolls for them. There we go. They go at, what's it, javelins or spear speed? Spear short speed 6. So 2 of them go before you, hurling as their frogs hop closer. They 10, 20, 30. Ooh, no, the range of spears is pretty short. They just close. They close to within like 20 yards, 15 yards.
Okay.
So 2 of them go before you guys have your crossbows notched. And then it is the whole party's turn, actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna take a shot at the one that's closest.
Right. So they're on these big frogs, right? Goblins are kind of shortish creatures, but they're riding these very large frogs. The frogs give them just a little tiny bit of cover, and you also notice they have some sort of plating armor on. Not like metal plating, but some sort of animal hide or animal carapace that they've got on them.
Yeah. Do I know anything about the frogs? I do have animal lore.
Yeah, there are very large frogs that live in the marsh. They're pretty harmless most of the time. They can be dangerous if you piss them off.
Okay.
They have been known to swallow creatures whole. But usually they leave humans alone, unless they're protecting something from you. It seems the goblins, though, have managed to at least train them to be ridden.
Yeah, I'll shout out to ignore the frogs.
Yeah.
So I'm not taking that.
Yeah, they have like 25% cover from their the mounts that they're on, which gives you a -2 to hit them from the front. From the side or from the back, totally fine. But from the front, they got their hips are covered, or their legs are covered pretty well.
Okay.
Make me roll to hit. Whole party.
You first.
17's a strike against a frogman.
Okay, so I throw it +2. Brilliant. What range are they at again? Oh, it's short range, right?
They're
yards.
short range right now, yeah. You pick one for 3.
Alright,
Yeah, I also hit one for
so
3.
I'm throwing my javelin at the goblin, so it's got the cover of 2.
Right.
Makes it 11.
11, no, it hits the armor and falls to the side, being completely useless. The remaining frogmen all kind of hop forward in this round. They're all, 10, 15, 20 yards away from you at this point. as they
And,
ready
Drop my
their
crossbow.
spears.
I'll drop my crossbow and pick up my short swords.
And also going to pick up another javelin and stay behind cover.
Okay, let's
I
roll
also dropped my crossbow.
some initiative.
Okay, I've got my sword and shield out now.
I've got just 5 javelins.
Okay,
Ooh, there we go.
6 is nice.
13.
13's not so nice. Jeff, did you get a 12 for initiative? Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Patrick, you go first.
Okay, so I have my sword and shield out, and are they still on the other side of the wagon for me?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crouch down with my face towards the closest side of the wagon where they could come around,
Uh-huh.
and I'm just gonna hold my attack for when one comes into.
Sure. So you
It's
crouch
alright.
down, get ready to hit anything that comes around the side of the wagon.
Yeah.
The first 2 goblins go first, and they hurl their 2 spears at the donkey on their side of the wagon.
Not the donkey. We need to get this ale back.
One of them misses. The other hits the donkey. Ginger, which donkey did you say was on the swamp side?
Swamp side would be the old donkey, so that's the one with the lower health.
The 4 HP donkey.
The
four.
donkey takes 5 damage from a javelin through the neck, and just falls to the side dead. The other javelin completely missed. Does anyone have a 12 or better for initiative?
I've got 12.
All right, you go at the same time as the next 2 goblins.
Okay. Well, I'm holding anyway for them to close.
All right, the next 2 goblins throw 2 spears at the other donkey. What is that? A 10 and a 17. I think the donkey has 13 AC.
That's correct.
So that's 1 hit against your donkey for 3 points of damage.
This donkey has a lot of HP, I think.
This donkey's got 16.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah.
3 damage.
Okay. Stefan's holding Ginger.
Okay, so I've picked up another javelin, and I'm gonna peek out from the cover, find the nearest goblin, and aim for it,
Let me roll the hit.
which is a flat d20 with their cover. 18,
Nice.
18's a hit.
and the javelin
It is not a critical though.
is a d6, and it's a +2 because I'm good with these weapons.
4. You hit the same guy that you hit last time, and the goblin dies, sliding off the back of the frog and kind of splashing, well, coming to a thud on the ground because you're far enough away from the marsh that it's not wet here.
And then I'll go back around the wagon and pick up my short spear.
Okay, the final 2, the final 2 throw their spears at the remaining donkey, and both miss. So all the goblins have thrown a spear at a donkey this round, and that round is over.
Okay. So if I'm just holding an action, I don't get to at the end of the round do anything if they didn't come.
Yeah, if you've got a readied action to attack someone, you're hiding behind the cart, you're still kind of standing there waiting for them.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Initiative for next round.
Oh,
One
change of
less.
strategy.
So that should be one more.
All right, let's take a look at your initiatives. 7, 13, 7. The 7s go first.
Okay. I sheath my sword and pull out my throwing daggers. Start throwing. Do I still get the -1 or the -2 for the?
Yeah, you're still hitting them from the front, so they've got a little bit of cover.
Okay. I think that's a
Um,
miss.
You miss a goblin, but just by the amount that you would hit the cover. So make me an attack roll against a frog.
I don't want to hit the frogs. E3.
No, attack roll, not a damage
Oh.
roll.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you totally hit a frog.
Okay, for 2 damage.
Okay. I need frog HP actually.
I don't want to piss off the 4 frogs.
Okay. Who also went at that time?
Jeff.
Jeff, your turn.
Me, but seeing no extra cover, I'm actually going to change the crossbow. So if it's okay to go at the end of the round. If not,
Sure.
I'll lose my round.
Yeah, you can go at the end if you want to switch to a crossbow.
Right.
All right. A frogman goes at 6 and at 11. Both of those go before autumn. Cool. So those of them, they're still trying to kill the donkey. It appears to be a core part of their strategy to immobilize you guys. A 10 is... No, a 10 and a 2 are both misses.
There's some bad goblins right now. They're not having a good time.
Oh, actually, I missed another guy. Third one goes... You're all still behind cover, so he's still attacking the donkey with a natural 20. That is a single crit against... What is this donkey's name?
Spike.
Spike. Spike takes 9 points of damage from the javelin. And
boy.
someone make a saving throw versus death for Spike.
It's just a D20.
Yeah.
What's the number he needs?
I think he needs like a 15.
Oh,
There we go. Let's see.
Double
Hold it.
check though.
So was it
No,
9
I'm sorry.
points of
Saving
damage?
throw versus death is a 14 for
Right.
Spike.
clean pass.
All right, he passes
That
his
was
save.
9 points of damage.
Yeah, and 3
Right.
from the first one. He
He's
passes
still-
his save, but he still needs to make a morale check because now he's been hit twice. He's a fairly stubborn, lazy donkey, but that is more than enough to get him pissed off, and Spike starts freaking out and lurching and pulling, and the cart slowly starts moving forward until it begins to run over the body of the other donkey. And so the cart is in this awkward place where it's kind of trying to run over this donkey. It's being pulled by this, so it's kind of going in a circle. And there's this bump here, and the one donkey's straining himself, really trying to go forward. And the cart is in like a unsteady forward motion.
All right.
Who's next in the team?
I believe I am.
All right, your turn.
So I'm going to move behind the cart as it's moving forward and run up to the nearest frog goblin rider. And I can make an attack at the goblin. And he's got
You'll
no
have to be
cover.
on the other side of the cart to
Yes.
melee attack him. Okay.
I am moving out of cover. I can get all the way up to him in this round, yeah?
Okay.
Alright, good. Let's stab. S-
17 is a hit. Yeah,
Okay.
you stab the crap out of that goblin.
Stabbed.
9 points of damage. You drop the goblin to his death. He tumbles off the side of the frog, and now there are only 4 goblins remaining.
And I just like to stand at the end of my turn looking threateningly at the rest of the goblin riders.
The 2 remaining goblin riders turn their attacks towards you now that you're free of cover, and from a distance hurl their spears at you. Oh god, a 3 and a 5, both terrible misses. The goblins start chanting some sort of war chant in their filthy language that your brother could decipher probably, but you guys can't. We'll roll some initiative and we'll enter the next round of combat.
I get 2 more attacks.
Oh, right, you
and
get
that-
your crossbow shot and you get your 2 other attacks. Good calls, guys.
now they're out
shoot
of
you.
cover, right?
No, they're still riding on. Well, one of them has turned sideways to attack Ginger, so one of them is out of cover and it has you've got a flanking bonus on him.
Neil, is this possible when I see Ginger run forward that I can also just keep my short swords and run forward, or is that would I then lose that turn again?
Because you had melee weapons and then you switched to crossbow weapons, and then Ginger ran forward, and now you want to switch back to melee.
It just depends on like the sequence.
I think you've already
is
got
this
like your
happening?
crossbow like locked and loaded by the time Ginger's running out.
All right, very good.
Oh,
Not anymore.
Pat, you hit. Jeff, give me a saving throw versus death. Pass. Good.
Pass.
No ill effects.
I take cover behind the cart.
Okay. You hit 1 for 2, Pat. He's wounded. And get your second attack, your third attack.
Yeah, that one's a miss.
12. Yeah, that's actually that might also hit a.
Not another frog.
Yeah,
Okay.
give me an attack roll against a frog.
Did I get flanking on the frog as well?
No. You already killed the one that you flanked.
Did I? It died for 2 damage?
No, I'm sorry. No, this is the same frog. Never mind, you got the flanking, he doesn't have the cover. That's actually a hit on the... No, it's not a hit on the frog. It hits his armor and falls off. Sorry. I was misreading my notes. Falls to the side. Initiative round.
Ooh.
And also, can I get...
That's a d20.
Ginger, since you're already rolling for Spike, would you please roll me a strength check for him? Spike's strength is, I want to say, like 15?
15. Yeah. Sounds about right. Horses are a little bit higher than that usually.
Yeah. Yeah, 14 or 15. Let's call it 15 for now. He's enraged.
He's straight and
All right. That donkey pulls the cart over the body of the other one, who is now sort of being dragged underneath it. The cart's moving very slowly, but the donkey's freaking out. I need to make a stability check to see if anything falls off the cart while this is going on. No, the cart's intact and fine. But it's definitely kind of wobbling all over the place. It's dragging this other donkey underneath it, and the wheel's kind of running over it. You guys rolled 10, 5, and 5 for initiative. Okay. Well, you all go... No, the 2 5s go first.
I'm going to charge up next to Ginger, or at least engage the one to her left.
Okay.
A goblin to her left.
You roll the hit.
Do I still have a good shot at the one that I'm flanking?
Yes, 11 is a miss, Jeff. You clatter off of the chitlin plating the goblin's got.
And my second one is a crit fail.
Oh my god. Pat, you hit. Jeff, give me another saving throw versus death.
Fail. By 8.
By 8? Oh shit.
Well, that sounds great.
Critical miss, target other creature nearby. So the only other creature nearby is the frog. So you make me an attack roll against the frog.
Actually, he's right next to me.
That's true. So firing into melee rules, 50-50 chance of you hitting the frog or Ginger accidentally or targeting them. It's still
I'm
a
an
frog.
AC 18, we'll be okay.
Okay. And a 6 is a miss, so you're fine. Pat, you do 1, bringing down the goblin you had wounded before.
Wait, what?
I make an attack against the frog and roll another crit fail.
I think
Okay.
this... Yeah.
Make me another saving throw versus death, Jeff. I don't know how deep this rabbit hole goes, but we're going to explore it.
Oh,
That's a failure by 12.
Okay, so that's still 8 is the same thing. Anything up beyond that is...
Right.
So,
Did I make it?
you know what? So you were making a swipe at the goblin. You missed the goblin bad enough that you almost hit the frog, but you also missed the frog bad enough that the swing just continues towards Ginger. So make me an attack roll against Ginger. She's got incredible AC, so you should be fine.
Keep these low rolls coming for once.
Can I just say I invented the whirlwind attack for second ed?
Okay.
Well, you clatter into Ginger's armor.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
All right. The frog on the far right side takes his spear and hurls it toward. No, this is his third spear. So he stabs with it. His frog starts hopping towards Stefan and comes from the side, makes a stab at you with the 19.
Are you sure the goblin doesn't count Stefan as an ally now?
No, but the 19 does hit you just barely one shy of criticaling you. You take 6 damage as the goblin's spear plunges into your side.
It's like a whole level of HP.
Yeah.
Sorry, was that on me?
That's on you, Stefan.
Yeah. That my good run continues.
Ginger, what was your initiative?
I'm at 10 this
You
round.
go next.
Okay, so upon having a nice little shield tapped from Stefan to my left.
Yeah.
I'm going to stab at the goblin.
Okay.
19.
There you go. That's a hit.
Is it a crit?
No, it has to, if it's a natural 17 or
Oh, yeah.
lower, it has to
18
clear by 10.
crit. And the damage is 6. Stabbing.
6. Nice. The goblin is badly wounded. There are 3 goblins remaining. 2 of them are wounded. 1 of them is fine.
And during my turn, can I move away from Stefan? But still in combat with this goblin.
Yeah, you can kind of circle strafe a little bit.
And I'll give him a bit of an evil stare. You know, like, what are you doing, man? What's going on?
There are 2 goblins that haven't acted this round. I think it's time that they make a morale check. They've lost about half their number. They have killed some of your donkeys and wounded you guys. But that's enough. They've seen enough. One of them is not engaged at all and just turns around and hops away. The other one is currently engaged with Stefan, even though Stefan hasn't hit him at all. And decide, well, yeah, he turns his toad around and starts hopping away, which gives Stefan an attack of opportunity against the mount or the rider, whichever you choose.
After the 2 ones, do I actually deserve an attack of opportunity?
I wouldn't say you deserve one, but you're getting one anyway.
Is this the same goblin I attacked?
No, you you attacked a different one.
Okay.
This is one that he wounded earlier, and this mount is also wounded. So the goblin and the mount are both badly damaged.
Is that back attack as well, Neil?
Yes.
Is that also -2 because the frog's in the way?
No.
Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
That is a hit.
Lovely. I am redeemed.
Only if you can kill it.
Let's see. I'm just holding everyone for the suspense. Oops. I'm really holding everyone for the suspense.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
You cut the goblin down. He falls off his mount with a hard thud as the frog kind of starts hopping away.
Do I get my last 2 attacks with back attack?
Well, there's one that's hopping away, but he moved a full movement, so he's probably out of your throwing range. And then there's one that had already taken his attack and is still right there in combat.
Okay, so I can attack that one?
Yeah.
Okay. No flanking or back attack?
Nope. You can move to a flanking position on this guy if you want to move out of cover.
Yeah, that's fine.
You have the missiles fighting style, right? No, you don't.
No.
So you can, if you move out of cover, you only get 1 throw. Yeah, no, so you can't. No, you can't move out of cover. My bad.
Yeah, no more flanking then.
Right. 13 is a miss. And 8 is a miss. Your daggers fall short. We roll initiative for the next round as 2 goblins hop away. Close one and far one.
So there's
No,
one
sorry.
next to us.
Yeah. What?
There's one next to us. There's one next to us. How far away is the other one?
The other one is like 120 yards away, hopping full speed into the marsh. And frogs move at their normal rate in the marsh. They're home there.
I'm going to try to stop the donkey. What sort of initiative should I roll for that?
3, please.
And I don't know if I know how to do that, you know?
So, Autumn, it is your turn. Whoa, do you have animal handling? What sort of
No.
non-weapon proficiencies do you have?
Just anatomy and healing. So I guess my character would go up and run to the ropes and just start pulling at it.
Okay, you can go ahead and make me an animal handling check
Whilst
at half.
telling it to stop.
It is Ginger's donkey, so maybe it likes her more than anybody else.
Maybe, but it's kind of panicked right now. At this point, it's doing its own thing. So,
Okay.
Ginger, you can make me an animal handling check at half your proficiency, half your skill. So, whatever your wisdom is, divide that by 2, round down, and subtract 1, and that's your check.
Divide
So-
by 2, round down, and subtract 1.
Yeah,
So my
animal handling is wisdom
my
minus
willpower
1.
is 8, halved for out of 3.
So you get d20 plus 3.
All right, worth it. Let's
Do
go.
it, Ginger.
Oh, yeah! Killed it!
You soothe the freaked out beast. Your words are calming, and after maybe a couple of minutes of doing this, you'll manage to calm the animal down as long as you're not interrupted. Meanwhile, who had the next lowest initiative?
Jeff.
Jeff. What was yours? 10. The other frog starts hopping away before you get your chance to go, madly hopping into the marsh. You can run after it, I guess, but probably not get an attack.
And there's probably still time for me to attempt to heal the other donkey.
Well, if you're doing your animal handling on this guy, it's going to take a little while. You won't be able to. It's going to take a few rounds.
I would ask the Luther to inspect the other donkey while I calm. So, because the other one's kind of just being dragged.
It's been dragged underneath the cart.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to move the cart to get to him. He's like stuck partway underneath it. It's not a great situation for saddlebags. Or former saddlebags at this point.
Doris, actually.
Doris, I'm sorry. Saddlebags is the donkey that never was.
Yeah. It's just a dream.
So the two frogs escape. Eventually, Ginger calms down Spike. You unhook Spike, or unhook Doris, move the cart over, and sure enough, Doris is very dead.
Poor Doris.
Poor Doris. On the bright side, you have recovered, if you would like. I can hold on. Some quick math here. Times 3. You have recovered 16 crudely made goblin spears. They're kind of crappy. They're not perfectly straight, and they're using stone heads instead of steel heads. They'll probably sell for nothing. But if you would like 16 goblin spears, you may have them.
Maybe there's a collector somewhere, but no, I'm going to search for my 2 javelins I've thrown.
Yeah. Are there any frogs just hanging around?
Yeah,
after
that's what I was wondering.
Yeah, there's 2 frogs just chilling nearby.
Do I think the frogs have anything of value when it comes to herbalism?
Well, I wouldn't say to herbalism since they're not made up of herbs, but I think I understand the greater point.
Yeah, I
take a
guess
look at
for
frog.
toxicology.
There we go.
Yeah.
Can I jump onto onto the back of one of them?
You can certainly try.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
Okay, how much do you weigh? Total, with your gear.
68.1. However, I don't have everything on me at the moment, so 40 plus 4, 44 is pretty much reliable.
Plus 179, so you're 223 with your gear.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
That's a lot more than a goblin. Do you have a horseback riding proficiency?
No.
You don't have any animal. Okay, so give me
No.
an animal riding proficiency, which is going to be your willpower divided by 2, rounded down, plus 3. Let's see how that goes.
So willpower divided by 2, rounded down, so 4 plus 3.
Plus 3 is 7, yeah.
Come on. No.
No, you try and hop on the frog and just slide off of its like sticky, slimy, gooey back, and the frog just starts hopping into the swamp. The other frog takes its lead and goes after it too. Meanwhile, Luther, you're looking to see if these have any interesting properties.
Yeah.
These are non-poisonous, non-venomous frogs.
Are they the ones that have the healing spit or whatever it was? Or are
No, those are the actual frog people.
Frog people?
Yeah.
Okay.
As closely related to these frogs as you are to an ape.
Okay.
But we are at our breaking point, so why don't we take a break? We'll be back in about 5 minutes, and we'll see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.